Hey everybody, got me a new phone here. Jeez, that's bright. If you notice, quality is going to be a little bit better. That's because I have I upgraded my iPhone 3G, which I was using I think Quicks video or some crap like that on it. You know, so the quality was okay, but I upgraded. I was going to go to another iPhone, but the iPhone 4 was $200, and I got an HTC Inspire 4G with an HD video camera that was $99. So there's the rear section and drive shaft. We're on the bus. Front section and drive shaft. There's the adapter for the bell housing of the Allison. Let me unlock the bus here. And I just changed out the flex plate bolts. Luckily the one that broke off down there was just a little nub hanging out. So after I got the flywheel off, I was able to take a pair of vice grips. But if you ever do a flywheel removal, I highly recommend something like that. And all that is I took one of the flywheel bolts to Lowe's, and the first set of bolts were too short. There they are right there. So I went back. That's a 3/8 inch bolt, coarse thread, which is what my flywheel bolts are, by I think 5 or 6 inches long. And I cut the head off. And I put a slot in. Let's see if the camera will focus on it. Not really. There we go. So that's to get it in and out with a screwdriver, flathead screwdriver. And so what you do is you pull 2 flywheel bolts out, and you put these in place, and then you pull the rest of them out, and you got something to guide the flywheel, flex plate, whatever, off and onto the engine crank with. So, and then the other thing I did is I went to International, and I got 9 new bolts. That's the part number. If it'll zoom in on it, it doesn't really want to. The part number is 180325-9C2, in case any of you 7369 guys need flywheel bolts. So I went and got these the other day. Those are the old bolts in the bag. So I think that we should probably do a cold start, just because we haven't done one in a while. Also, to all you people that were looking at my modulator the other day, there it is right there. Let's see if we can see inside it. Yep, kind of, sort of, not really. Okay, so if you look, I'm pushing the gas pedal. There's a little cable in there. So that's what the modulator does, for everybody that wanted to know. So it just pushes something on the transmission that I guess increases line pressure. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, let's do a cold start. I've never done a video with this camera, so I'm anxious to see. So let me get stuff out of the driver's seat here. Anyway, so there's all the gauges. Transmission panels off the floor. That red wire there is the wire that goes to the transmission temperature gauge right here. So if I were to touch that to a piece of metal right now, it would peg the temperature gauge. So, and I actually have a little bit of air pressure. So here we go. Let's turn the key on. I also found out on my water and oil light, because I got my line sheet for the bus, that the buzzer that's on it right now, we're hearing 2 buzzers. We're hearing the buzzer for the low brake warning light, and then the buzzer for this light is actually an extra buzzer. So, turn the glow plugs on. There we go. It's a little cold, so alright, pedal down. the wire, and I'll tell you what I was showing you when I was telling you. See? So, that's how that wire works. Anyway, so that's kind of, hopefully this camera phone will do really well. Another thing too, we can go underneath the bus. Didn't even look at how much battery I had. I'm sure I got plenty to restart the bus after this. Yeah, there's nothing on the transmission jack. There's the front of the auxiliary. I took the Allison in today to the machine shop, so we're going to hopefully have it all set to go by Wednesday. So anyway, I'm going to do a quick walk around if you guys want. There's the those side turn signals really look cool, I gotta say, but I gotta measure them up. I also did one more thing. So you got there's your arrow lights that I did, you know, the day the bus broke down. But I put new loading light lenses all the way around on it, and new clearance light lenses. So the old loading light lenses I gave to a friend of mine for his bus because it didn't come with any. But those, I don't know why it's getting darker. There we go. The especially the ambers back here were a smoke type color. They were old, you know, they were dirty. But so that's really about it for now. I'm anxious to see how this looks on YouTube afterwards, but that's really about it for now. So hopefully by this weekend we'll have it up and running. I don't know if we'll get the manual transmission shifter in for the auxiliary transmission, but that would be nice. And I talked to International about giving me a new seat back, just the back part for my air seat. It's a National seat. The Peterbilt logo looks really cool, but I would love to have a high back instead of a low back, and with armrests. So we shall see what happens. There's the panel right there. The antique Elmo light monitor, still fully functional. And then of course I piggybacked that light monitor off the Elmo. So my remote control to my stereo is hanging by magnets up there. So, and that's the old wiring harness for the CB radio. This is pretty cool. So on my switch panel, this right here turns my brake lights on and off for lamp check. That's my reverse lights. Now if you look, that's the backup camera that everybody saw in one of my previous videos. So that's really cool. So the only other switch is this switch here. I don't know. Yeah, it's not working right. Those horns you saw hanging down by the transmission jack play Dixieland, but they haven't been running so long. It was a used set. They're not wanting to work. So compressor's old, probably needs to be replaced. And then of course the interior lights, the regular lights, and then the party lights. I changed the green bulbs out, got rid of them because I didn't like them. So in fact, the night that we were supposed to hang out on the bus with the party lights on was the night the transmission broke. So, and then this little guy right here is by Dakota Digital. It's actually a universal speedometer adapter, SGI 5, and that calibrated my tach. If you remember, my tach sat at 1,000 RPMs at idle, and now, let me shut this door too. Yep, we need glow plugs. We'll put some glow plugs on. It's a little bit of a difference now. Actually, a lot of a bit of a difference. So that's it. There we are, sitting a little lower than 12 volts, right on 12 volts, but we are charging. So if you notice, I'm starting the bus with the gear shift in reverse. That's because the neutral safety switch is unplugged from the transmission, and it's just it's a male and female wire, kind of like this quick disconnect right here, except it's two separate disconnects, and so I just plugged them into each other, because all the switch does is, hang on a second, all all the neutral safety switch does is completes a circuit that lets you start the bus. If you saw me unlock the bus earlier in the beginning of the video, that is another switch similar to the neutral safety switch. So the neutral safety switch with it out, you just plug the two wires together and it basically makes it think that it's in neutral. So it works. Anyway, that's about it. So one more tack shot for Matt, because I know he's wanting to see that. So, she's accurate, and if for some reason it's a little low, take the throttle lock off, or a little high or a little low, there's two little buttons down there on that sensor, and that just changes the reading. But anyway, thanks again for watching, and more to come.